us. Yes, make some noise. It's Murder Motherfucking Casserole. Let me hear you howl. Ow! There it is. Yes, that's beautiful. Everybody clap right now for Joyce Jones. Yeah. That's not a serial killer, but it kind of sounds like the name of one, doesn't it? Nah, she's amazing. We're here at the beautiful Covert Cafe on third Thursday of the month. You know what that means, mushheads? It means we're here to do some blood talk. Yeah, engage in it with me. This is a true crime comedy talk show, podcast, whatever the fuck. We talk about death, and we try to make it funny. Like violent death specifically. And we sometimes talk about Midwestern mushy meals. That's the casserole part. I don't know. What are we getting into? This is the show. We like doing it. We talk about true crime history stuff. We love it, all of it together. I love this shit. I love it so much. Do you guys know that true crime is in every part of our history as humans? There is no story that's very far from a horrific murder. Like, do you guys remember when you were in high school history class learning about that guy Charles Lindbergh, the pilot? You guys all flunked out of fucking history? What's going on? You guys don't remember Charles Lindbergh? No, just Lindbergh, bro. Charles Lindbergh. The Lindbergh baby. Everybody clap for Joyce again. You all need to get on her fucking level. All right? Joyce. Yeah, that's going to be the thing. We're going to make it a two-step. We're going to say, when I say Joyce, you say Jones. Joyce. 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 There we go. We did it 3 times. That makes it funny. Rule of threes. All right. No, Charles Lindbergh, yes, he became famous, and we talk about him in history classes to this day for one thing that he did, and he was the first man to fly a plane from New York to Paris across the Atlantic Ocean. For that reason, we still talk about him in American history classes to this day. That's fucking bullshit. It's 2024, New York to Paris. We celebrate this dickhead for doing what a drunk pilot from Delta does 4 times a fucking week? It's bullshit. New York to Paris, I'm pretty sure you can make that flight on ketamine nowadays. I don't know. Sorry, that's the deal. So this is why we learn about him. You know, we didn't learn about Charles Lindbergh in high school. He was a virulent anti-Semite, guys. He hated Jewish people. He is the only American during World War II to be given a medal from Adolf Hitler. That's how much he disliked the Jews. It's bad. Kind of a badass thing, though. Our president at the time, FDR, found out about that. As soon as he got the medal from Hitler, he fucking grounded him, which is the Air Force term for saying no fly no more. But in this context, it also sounds like Daddy Roosevelt was scolding little Lindy, doesn't it? It's like, no, you want to play fascist, Charlie, dumb fuck? You're stuck on the ground with me. Now stay right there. I'm going to run your toes over with my chair. Yeah, that's fucked up, guys. That's fucked up that you laughed at. That's an ableist joke. I don't like that one. Let's revise, shall we? Stay right there, Charlie. I'm having Eleanor peg you in the ass. There we go. That's more accurate. We all know that Eleanor Roosevelt was into toy play. That's the biggest laugh I've gotten tonight, guys. Is talking about Eleanor Roosevelt definitely fucking women with fake penises back in the day. What were dildos made of during the Great Depression? Wood? Oh my God, that sounds great. Oh my God, Ron Swanson, eat your heart out, am I right? Or something else. This is dumb. Yes, as Joyce pointed out, Joyce. Motherfuck, I waited too long. It's too long for a callback. But as Joyce Jones told us, yes, the Lindbergh baby. That's the true crime angle of this case. If you don't know, Charles Lindbergh's son, when he was 1 year old, Charles Lindbergh Jr. was kidnapped from his home, and he died in the kidnapping attempt. The ladder broke under the kidnapper, and they fell, and the baby died in the fall. And that's sad. Right? Because a baby died, right? That's bad. Yeah, there's many worse cases, but I'm going to say, given that baby's father and his views, Net positive. I don't know. All I'm saying is if you're going to kill a baby, make it a Nazi baby. You know, I don't think that's too much to ask. If you have a problem with that joke, just know that Charles Lindbergh Jr., if he was alive right now, would probably be like a 95-year-old Republican senator, and you all would want him to be dead. So I just cut out the middleman as a thought exercise. Okay, that's fun to me. I like that. What else are we talking about? John Wayne Gacy was a weird fucking guy. How about that? Yeah, did you guys know about John Wayne Gacy? The guy, the killer clown who killed a bunch of teenage boys in Chicago in the 70s and buried their bodies under floorboards. Here's something you might not know. John Wayne Gacy was named that by his father, whose favorite actor was the Duke, was John Wayne. So he named his son John Wayne Gacy. And this caused a machismo complex in young JWG's mind from fucking conception. He was constantly in this masculinity complex where he felt like he had to man up in something and he had to hate the same type of people his dad hated, which were sissies and queers. And those are the demographic that he ended up killing John Wayne Gacy. So what I'm trying to say to you, Covert Cafe, is if you know any friends who name their child after a celebrity, you kind of have a responsibility to smother that child. Like, I'm not happy about it. I don't want to have to do it. But for society, just like, sorry, Lindsay Lohan Schultz, pillow in the cradle. You're right, this is a Freaky Friday. There we go, there it is. You know, another guy who's named after John Wayne was John Wayne Bobbitt. You guys know John Wayne Bobbitt? Yeah, he's Lorena Bobbitt's ex-husband. He's the guy who he was beating and sexually assaulting his wife, and she had enough. So one night when he was sleeping, she cut his dick off. But you know what ended up happening to that guy? They found the dick, they sewed it back on, and he got to do porn after that. That's fucked. I don't like that one bit, Joyce. Joyce. No, don't do it again. That's the thing. I don't like that one bit. That's kind of like if I shot my brother-in-law and then the cops found out that I shot him, they gave me the gun back and then gave me a job shooting brothers-in-law on TV. That would be odd, wouldn't it? I don't know. I feel like if you're doing those things that John Wayne Bobbitt was doing to his wife, the domestic abuse and the sexual assault, lose your penis privileges. I think that's God's justice right there. You know? Anytime I say penis privileges, though, I feel like an elementary school teacher, like taking a penis away from an unruly 8-year-old. Like, no, John Wayne Bobbitt, you'll get it back after story time. Put it in the drawer of my big metal desk. This is really fun for me, guys. I love this. This is great. Oh, man, you don't even know. You don't even know what we're getting into. I'm going to wrap it up. But the one thing I want to say is the big thing that I've learned in true crime, you don't trust fucking lawyers. Lawyers are not on your side if you ever are accused of a crime. And I know this because my best friend from childhood is a lawyer, my buddy Benny down in the Bay Area. And he told me not that long ago, he goes, Colin, here's the thing you need to know about lawyers, is that lawyers don't care about right and wrong. They just want to win. You know, and that's fucked up. That means in like a serial killer case, like what we would talk about on this show, you have a witness on the stand. So let's say hypothetically she survived a serial murder and the guy who did it is in the courtroom like just staring daggers at her and the defense attorney is just going at her on the stand and it's like, do you even remember that? Do you remember that, Shirley? Can you even say without a shadow of a doubt that that would be my client? No, you can't. And obviously the witness who has been through horrible trauma starts breaking down, sobbing. What's that lawyer thinking in his head? He's like, fucking yes! Got that bitch! He's in his head looking at the other side. He's like, fuck you, Tom. Fuck you, Carol. Can't wait to tell Dad about this when I get back to the office. How we doing, folks? You guys just came in. Hey, clap for these guys right now. You just walked into a buzzsaw of emotion. It's good time. We're doing a true crime comedy show. We got a beautiful panel of comics to join you tonight. And just in general, it's just going to be an absolute hoot and a half. So hold on to your seats, mushheads. We're going to get after it. We got a few comics going to do some time for you. Hey, this first comic coming up, she's really funny. She's doing stuff all over town. I love seeing her. We did a show for nobody up in Tacoma once. That was fun. Remember that? Yeah, that was a hoot. All right, everybody make it loud for Danelle Porter!
It was an open mic. It wasn't a show. It was a show for Colin. I'll start off with light jokes, and then I'll tell you a weird story after that, because why the fuck not? I am fine. I'm fine. I'm trying to be a more positive person. It's all it really means is I'm just taking a lot of mushrooms, chasing it with some Adderall and a yerba mate tea. I call it a Portland speedball. It's a good time. I get to clean my kitchen and see God. Adderall jokes. They're really gonna work on a murder podcast show. Yeah. I don't know. I don't want to have kids. Yeah, it's just not what I want inside me. So, yeah, I used to be a nanny, which it surprises me that people trusted me with their children. I don't know why either. I quit nannying because my nanny kid told me she loved me more than she loved her parents, and then she took it back. So I told her I was her real mom. Not at that job anymore. The real reason why I don't want to have kids is when I see kids, my body just starts bleeding. It's like you're not ready for another abortion. I do have a little trick for anybody who's of childbearing age. Don't go Dutch with your partner on the plan B. You want to make them pay for the whole goddamn thing, because otherwise you end up having to go to the 99-cent store and getting generic plan B, and then you have to go to plan G, which is asking your grandfather for $500 for a dentist appointment. It works every time until he dies. I mean, you don't need to feel bad for him at all. I don't think any of you are, but don't feel bad for my grandpa. He's in hell. He paid for my abortion. I'm Jewish. We don't believe in hell, although we probably should at this point. You guys think that serial killers think about finding other serial killers in their shower? Did you say what? I don't know. I've never been murdered, but my grandfather was a doctor in the 50s, 60s, and on, and love him to death, but he wasn't the nicest man, and he may have gotten caught up in some insurance schemes. And at the time in Colorado, the insurance company was run by the mob, and they put out a hit on my grandpa. He told me that the first time as we were walking through the grocery store, I was like, oh, Colorado Springs. Yeah. So what he told me was, because he was a known doctor in Colorado Springs, he was also friends with the sheriff. And I'm pushing a cart in the grocery store as he's telling me this, and grabbing fish and batteries, pig's blood, all those things. And as he's telling me this, he goes, I was friends with the sheriff, because the sheriff had stomach issues, and my grandfather was a gastroenterologist. And he was like, one day, the mob put a hit out on me, and the guy they put a hit out on me was looking for me, and he happened to run into the sheriff. And then he said, and then the sheriff took care of it. My grandpa had somebody murdered. He also, I'm not allowed to talk about this, but she's not here. It's the one thing my sister's always vetoed. My grandfather, he got a lot of nurses pregnant back in the day. And one of the times, they got an abortion from him because he was a doctor. He knew how to do it. They teach you that in med school apparently. And he got caught, and it was in the town newspaper. I know, my family's shady. The wildest thing is the mob story. My aunt says this didn't happen, but my mom is crazy, so she thinks that one day when the whole mob thing was going down, my grandma put her in like a Volkswagen, which felt weird because we're Jews, and she put my mom and my aunts in a Volkswagen and like the trunk and covered them and snuck them off in the night because she was afraid that they were going to get murdered by the mob because my grandpa was shady. I don't know. The family lore apparently really could be on this podcast, I guess. I don't know. My dad was in Tulsa when BTK was K-ing. Also, I used to be super obsessed with true crime, and then I watched the Nightwalker documentary on HBO during the pandemic, and then I was afraid that I was going to get murdered and stopped watching all true crime. So this is going to be terrifying. All right, bye.
Shiny, shiny, shiny boots of
Good job. All right, yeah, there we go. You better fucking bump my fist. Danelle Porter, everybody. That was fun. Is this, I gotta ask, because we've talked about this. Is this your Iowa family that had the hit?
My grandfather was in Colorado.
Okay. Okay. Because what does that mean? They can't go to Iowa? What the fuck? Whoa, now. Okay, yeah. I was going to say, good Iowa Christians. That's right. Yeah, that's the thing. My granddad had a murder plot, too, in Iowa, but he was involved in trucking, you know, Hoffa stuff, Hoffa style. He could have done that. Let's get it together. Let's do a deep dive. Let's make a documentary together. Danielle, do you want to do that with me? Do you want to spend months in an editing bay with just me? Yeah, to figure out if our grandfathers knew each other and if they killed people together. Wouldn't that be fun? Yeah, but together, Danielle, God damn it. Ugh. Just fucking work with me, man. Go with these hypotheticals. I'm going to bring your next comic up, God damn it. All right, this guy, he hosts the open mic down at Dante's. We love that mic. We love that room. Go check him out. Make some noise for my good buddy, Bryan Withawhy!
I begged her not to go, but another man...
Keep it going, everybody, for Colin Mattox, the bulldog himself. I don't know about that. Keep it going for Joe and Joe at the bar. Yeah. And Rob. Yeah. And Rob, new face to me. I don't know if it's Rob. Say hi to him. Give him all your money. I don't know. I have a fond love for bars. I paid my bills for about 10 years working at a bar. And one thing I always did is I would check the IDs of every woman that came in there. Not to see if she was old enough, but just to see how much she weighed. Find out where does she... Well, I believe what the ID says, you know. That's the litmus test, right? Been like, hey, you guys want to hear something? I think the lady at table 17 has an eating disorder. Here's why. All right. We're talking about the same thing. There's other things, though, like I also like to look at their IDs, you know, to find out where do they live. Yeah. See if they can drive a semi. Yeah, nothing's more liberating than being Becca's passenger princess and her 18 wheels of steel. Saddle up, Bri, it's gonna be a long one. You're telling me, Becca, zip. You can take Bryan out of Denny's, but you can't take the Denny's out of Bryan. You guys like my hat? Thanks. I always wear it when I want to feel extra funny, extra silly. I wear it because it makes me think about women pilots. Oh, a woman flying. Oh, I bet she's Brazilian. She'll fall straight out of the sky. Right? Colin was talking about naming people named after celebrities. My brother, he named his son Carter Lee after the Rush Hour franchise. Yeah, Carter Lee. Carter Lee, Isley. Actually, it's Carter Lee with a Y. It's good stuff, yeah. I'm not a fan of online dating. I met this woman online recently. She told me that she is poly, which is weird because I thought her name was Nasty Slut 96. He's got a nice uniformed beard. I don't know if you guys get a chance to look at that beard. It's a good one. Yeah. I wonder if it's as hairy as his back. Just me. I met this woman on Snapchat. We were, chatting about our snaps, as we do. And I convinced her to send me a picture of her butt. Oh. I was like, yo, let me get a peek of that tar star. She's like, what? It took quite a bit of convincing. She only had 18 minutes left on her lunch break. And she sent it to me, and I'm looking at this photo, and I'm zooming in on different parts of this photo, because that's just the kind of guy that I am, Got to get it burned in my pornographic memory. And I realized that she had the dirtiest fingernails. Ew. Grody. Definitely not cuticle. Yeah. I came up with that tag at a children's birthday party. They love the butthole jokes. It's cool because, kids can appreciate, a good butthole joke, but they don't know that us grown-ups have to deal with hair, and that makes buttholes really gross. I'm leaving. Come talk to me. I got a gift card for you.
Hey, give it up for Bryan Withawhy. Getting his butthole touched. Oh my God, send me your number. I don't care. You can have fucking dirty little, I don't care what you got on your hands. You're going to put them in my ass. You know what I mean? They could be covered in taco seasoning from McCormick Blend, for white people taco night. Like just dip your fingers in there like your fingers are the fun dip stick. And then just tease the rim. Just tease the rim. Just tease the rim for about 25 to 32 minutes. And then at 26 to 38, go in just for a second and then out. And then leave and never talk to me again. That's what makes me come. It's the only way I can do it now. Anyways, next comic, your last comic, we're going to get her on the panel, make some noise. Make some noise right now. She knows a thing or two about putting fingers in butts. I don't know. And make some noise for Havana!
Wow. Give it up for Colin, everyone. Colin, you look like you deal banned books behind the library. Anybody want a wife of mice and men? Yeah. A wise man once told me, if you're really good at something, never do it for free. So I started charging for hand jobs. $10. $5 if I like you. Yeah. That's what my dad pays. I'm a mom. Anyone else here have kids? Yeah. As a mom, people keep telling me, you gotta stop calling your kids accidents. Yeah. I just don't remember having them on purpose. But I do have 2 kids, and the amount of times I've heard someone say, wow, it looks like you got your hands full. I started responding of dicks. You see me with 2 kids. Automatically, that tells you a little bit about me. I'm not trying to brag, but yeah, I had sex. 2 times. Or it lets you know that the good old wire coat hanger trick has failed me. At least 2 times. Yeah, don't get me wrong, I love having kids. But the best part about having kids isn't the kids, it's being able to call yourself a MILF. Yeah. Even if no one agrees with me. Yeah. My kids are always like, why do we have to call you that? Fucking haters, I swear. Yeah. I started writing MILF on my job applications. It just says Havana, MILF. And it's opened up the door quite a bit in my acting career. Yeah, before I was only booking films that said like, stepsis blows dad for $5. But now I'm in a whole new category of film. I'm in the MILF category. Yeah, I just wish my newest film wasn't called Mom, I Guess I'd Fuck, with a question mark. Yeah. I told my kids, I was just like, you guys want fajitas? Anyone here want fajitas? You know, like at the restaurant? But really, I just said fajitas because I wanted them to eat out of the pots and pans so I didn't have to dirty another dish. My daughter recently turned 2. Yeah. And I had a little celebration, but not for her birthday, but because it was going to be the last day that I breastfeed. Yeah, no more lactation. Am I right, guys? Anyone here milky tits? All right. Yeah, I looked around the room and I was just like, anyone here wants shots? Shots to my kids. I was just pouring milk, you know. I was just like, who wants it straight from the tap, you know? My daughter ended up getting pretty wasted because I was drinking tequila the whole night, so it was definitely in my bloodstream. I'm in the medical field. Anyone else here? Yeah, that might be a woo for yes. Woo! Yeah, today at work, a patient asked what I was doing later. So I wanted to brag. I was just like, well, I'm going to comedy because I'm kind of like a comedian. Yeah, and he was just like, wow, I bet you get paid in beer. Yeah, I was just like, well, actually, I don't get paid in shit, okay? I'm lucky if they let me into the building. You know how embarrassed I was after that? I might have told him I was going to go home and hang myself. That would have sounded more entertaining. True crime. Yeah. I would say the worst part about being in the medical field is when a patient comes in. describing symptoms that I have. Because then I'm sitting there like, oh shit, do I got Crohn's disease? But like any medical professional, I Googled it. And I was really upset until I saw one of the symptoms said weight loss. And I was just like, oh, okay. Okay, I could get down with a little Crohn's disease. Where are my Crohn's diseases, people? Where are they? Okay. Okay. Yeah, I know right now some of you guys are like, there's no way she's in the medical field. She looks like she prostitutes outside of Barnes & Noble. Hey, I'll trade some vagina of mice and men. Okay, no. Sorry about that one. I'll trade it for some feet pics. Okay, yeah, that'll be the last time. I'm sorry, guys. Give it up for those people. Woo! On the way over here, I saw a sign that said Jesus died for our sins. And I was just like, well, that's his bad, I said as I lit my crack pipe. But I always felt like people would be more religious if the Bible included like a recipe book. You guys know? Like how to turn water into wine. Ingredients, water. Foreskin. Yeah. I was hesitant to say foreskin. I didn't want to offend anyone who might be circumcised. Anyone here circumcised? Yes. I'm sorry for your loss. All right, guys. That's been my time. I'm Havana.
Do your stuff wherever you go. Do your stuff wherever you go. Come on, baby.
Have a seat. Have a seat, Havana. Pick a chair. Brian, let's get Bryan Withawhy up here, too. Hey, clap it up for the comics you saw. Clap for Danielle and Havana and Brian, either which one. Yeah, let's leave that one. I love Joyce's whistle. Fucking Christ. There we go. We got it.
There
Good
we
job.
go.
Yeah, let's not do it now that she's gone to the bathroom. That's gross.
6911.
Yeah, how we doing, guys?
I'm doing all right.
Yeah.
Living.
When was the
Feeling
last time that you guys saw a murder committed?
Well, it depends. Is like a fish getting pulled out of the water considered murder?
I think if you're that fish's family, then yeah, definitely.
I'm on this.
This morning.
I hit the pond every day before I go.
Do you?
No,
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. No, there's this series, this documentary series on YouTube. It's about gang violence and drill rap and stuff. So
Hot.
kind of shows a lot of murders, but it's also pixelated out.
Oh,
'cause
kick
it's
ass.
YouTube. So,
Yeah.
but it's called Trap Lore Ross.
Ah.
It's very well produced. Talks about all the gangs and the violence.
So you like true crime if it's not white people doing it to each other?
I mean, I like all of it, but that's just kind of the kick that I'm on right now because I was watching one where he's talking about the gangs. He has a video about the gangs in Sweden.
Oh, I bet they're pretty white.
All of them.
Yeah. Imagine if there's a gang in Sweden, there's probably some Nazism going on too, yeah?
Well, I mean,
I don't know.
They're killing each other. That's all that matters.
I guess. Hey, fuck Nazis. Hey, oh, clap for that. Clap for fuck Nazis.
Yeah, I would fuck a Nazi.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Let's not act like their uniforms aren't sharp, folks. All right. Havana,
Hey.
let me ask you a question. Get everybody to know the panel a little bit,
Yes.
Havana. Let's
Ask
see.
me.
Now, let's say you got to pick what is your ideal filling for a casserole dish?
Ooh, how about a Mexican casserole? We have
Mexican
some enchilada sauce, some chicken, some cheese.
That sounds wonderful.
Okay.
I love to bake tray of enchiladas.
Yeah.
Where is it? Why didn't you bring it?
Check my purse.
Ah! Now that feels racist, but you said it.
That was 3.
That's fine.
Okay.
It's not a cocktail. There's not a rule for how many ingredients.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Onions, tomatoes.
Yeah. You can have more than that.
All
I
right,
like a
well-
breakfast
Seasoning.
casserole myself.
Ooh.
Brian,
Yeah.
different question.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. Oh, you want to answer that one? Go ahead and
Well,
answer that one, Bubba.
Okay. I was gonna say some ground turkey, some
Ooh.
cheese,
All right.
some potatoes,
Yeah.
maybe like tater tots, not like
That's potatoes.
yeah, but like it's a certain
Yeah. I make a
preparation
really
style.
good ground turkey and sweet potato skillet. But you could put all that into a casserole
I would
dish.
eat that up. Num 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 num.
Now, what I was gonna
In
ask
your
you
cast
is
iron
in the cast
pan
iron, yeah.
that you've been sticking up your ass.
I've been stinking it up. That's right. Now, Brian, different
it.
question that
Yes,
I
sir.
try to ask all the panelists. Let's say you're going to be murdered. You're getting there's nothing you can do. You cannot avoid getting murdered.
Right.
What is your ideal method? How are they doing it to you that would be like in your head as it's happening, you're like, yeah.
I would want to be shot by like a 45 right at the base of the skull.
Yeah.
So my
Soviet
head
style.
separates from my spinal column like
Yeah.
instantly, and I
I
just
just
don't even
realized we have two
realize it
medical
happened.
professionals. This is a good crew for this show. Because in terms of the mechanics, we can get it down pretty good.
I know some anatomy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I do something really shitty, guys, before we go any further?
Oh, I love
This is
shitty.
going to be mostly shitty for everyone.
Tell us what it is, and then you're gonna get another.
I'm
bet?
just going to get a drink.
Hey,
and I
me
don't want to
too.
leave the
Me
stage.
too. Same.
Oh,
too.
do you want to run and
Yeah.
go get drinks for us? All right. I'll have a bourbon on the rocks. Yeah, do that.
What a sweetheart.
Thanks, Brian. Everybody clap for Brian.
Brian. Woo!
What's funny is that not only am I hosting a show here right now, but normally on Friday and Saturday nights, I bartend at this very establishment, so he's literally doing my job for me.
Woo!
Isn't that fun? That's how you get when you get a bartending job and then you host a true crime show there, is that you can belay, people's things. But let's get into this true crime talk, shall we?
Yes.
We don't have to wait for Brian. He'll be here. He'll get it.
He might even get murdered.
You might get murdered on the way back. So basically, Havana, what we do for these shows is I pick a theme in true crime that 3 true crime cases kind of fit into, and we talk about 3 different stories on that theme, okay? So today's theme is pretty fun for you since you're a mother, is family annihilators.
Aw, melts my
Yeah.
heart.
Just to make it real clear, if you guys don't know, if you're not true crime nerds, family annihilators are people who kill, most serial killers tend to target people they don't know. Because as any law enforcement person will tell you, when the murder happens, you first look at the family or the people closest to the victim, and then you go out, right? But in family annihilators kill their entire family, and it's usually done for a very set amount of motives. But we have some variations in these stories. So let's get into our first one. We're going in chronological order. So for this one, we're going all the way back to late 1960s Paterson, New Jersey. Oh boy, we're talking about John List. Look at that guy. Look at him right there. You can see it on my phone maybe a little bit easier. That's John List, and yes, he was caught of a 1971 murder with the aid of a TV show. But don't jump ahead, mushheads. We're going to get to it. Oh, my God. Let's get into the story of John List, or as I like to call him, Shooty Nerd. Because look at him. That's a fucking nerd right there.
I like his top. It's
Yeah,
nice.
it suits him. Also, it's nice. So John was born in the 1940s into a very strict Protestant family, which prioritized wealth and status as on par with godliness. So to this guy, going on welfare or declaring bankruptcy or anything like that is akin to basically wearing a sign on your chest that says, "I am a child molester." That's a good, hey, cheers, everybody. Cheers, cheers. Hey, everybody give a round of applause for Brian for running me booze. But more importantly, let's give a massive round of applause for Rob behind the bar pouring the booze.
Yeah, Rob.
Oh, my God. Let's all have a drinky together before we go any farther. Cheers, cheers, cheers.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm
I'm
a man.
quenched.
Whiskey.
That'll put hair on your chest.
Goddamn right. And there's already some there.
Wow.
So who doggy werewolf man? I don't know. What
Don't
are we
do
talking
any
about?
slip and slides unless there's plenty of
Lubrication. You know what we used to do in my church group? This is it's weird. I was in a church group. That's weird to think about. And later in life than you would think. But what we used to do is there was this hill by our church. We just took this massive tarp and covered it in water and dish soap.
Yep.
And just threw children down it.
Yeah, that's what we
You
did.
know?
Except my dad called it cleaning the tarp. But
Oh,
it was
no.
me and my brother and the
Well,
kids.
I was
from the
raised
neighborhood.
Catholic, so the priest called it buttering them up.
Ah.
Yeah.
A little
Getting-
communion cracker and chill.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. That's fucked up to eat them without them being blessed, though. I'm 100% serious.
I'm a little sinner.
Yeah. So, John also, he got married. He did everything he was supposed to, John List. He got married to this woman, Helen. Now, Helen, back in the 1940s, it was a thing where you had to sign paperwork from a doctor that said you didn't have syphilis in order to get a marriage license. But the one state that didn't require this, and I think this is funny, is New Jersey.
Oh,
Yeah,
New
you would think
Jersey.
in Mississippi, but it's New Jersey.
Okay.
In Mississippi, they make sure you are cousins.
And
Yeah.
have it.
Yeah, and have syphilis. So John married this woman who was given syphilis by her World War II era boyfriend, who then went to war and then was killed. So John List is stuck married to this woman who's slowly losing her mind to syphilis, who's got a lazy eye, and his whole married life, having 3 children with her, all he hears every day is, "You're not as good as Frank, John.
Yeah.
Frank was a real man. He gave his life for this country, John."
So probably no sloppy toppy.
Probably
going
not
on.
a lot of sloppy toppy from Helen List. Also, so that's what happened. So the 1960s obviously brought a lot of like societal change to the List household and their 3 kids. Their kids are approaching teenage years by the late 60s. And also a lot of money problems. This motherfucker could not keep a job to save his life. He worked as an accountant. He worked as an insurance agent. He kept losing jobs to the point where what he would do is he would get on the train like he's going to work, and then he would just stay at the train station reading the newspaper till it was time to go home.
I did that back when I was going to LCC.
We've all been there, but like you don't have children to support. Like
No.
you know, that's the difference. And he was lying about it.
I
That's
had
the other
a
thing.
Game Boy Color library
Yeah.
addiction.
So he's losing all of his money. His wife, that was great. Hey, good for you. They're losing money. They're siphoning money, you might say. And by the way, his wife Helen has very expensive taste. They lived in this massive mansion in Paterson, New Jersey, that it was clear they could not afford.
Okay.
Like it was like a 15-home fucking ex-governor's house.
Wow.
And they were just massively in debt. They're going to come and take the house. On top of that, this guy gets really mad that his daughter stops wearing a bra, because 60s, you know? And one day she's wearing a thin cotton T-shirt that says "Make Love, Not War" on it. Again, 60s, not wearing a bra underneath. And John List, who's never been violent to his family, freaked the fuck out on his daughter, Patricia, to the point where she tells all of her friends at school, "I'm afraid my dad's going to kill all of us."
All of them? Not
All
just her?
of them, not just her.
The
no,
whole family,
everybody.
Her and her friends or the family?
The family.
Gotcha.
The family, yeah. So basically, after that happens, it's a bad thing. Now, on the last day, on August 11th, 1971, we just passed the anniversary. That's kind of fun. So he starts first thing in the morning. John takes his 2 favorite handguns that he bought when he was managing a sporting goods store for a short amount of time.
Back when
And
you could support a family
back
off of
when you
that.
could support, well, kind of. You know, John List is not a good example for supporting the family. But he straight
You know
up...
who was?
Who?
Al Bundy.
Yeah. Married with kids, Al Bundy?
Yeah.
That where we're going? Okay.
Well, I mean, he worked at a shoe store.
Yeah.
You know?
I think that show was bullshit.
Okay.
Like, all those sitcoms are bullshit.
Well, yeah,
Except for
but
Cheers.
you
like,
could do
a
that,
postman
though.
named Cliff is definitely drinking every day after work.
And Woody Harrelson was on that show.
Oh, my
so,
God.
uh,
When Woody Harrelson was young and taut.
Yeah, we have that
You know,
quality.
tight
we have
little
that quality in common.
Yeah, weird little chin on Woody Harrelson, isn't he? Fun fact about Woody Harrelson, we might cover him in a future episode. His dad was a hitman. His dad killed a federal court judge in Texas.
That's right.
And was also under investigation for being part of a Kennedy assassination conspiracy. It's interesting. He straight up said, like, yeah, I helped murder the president in 1963.
You know what's also interesting? Not to brag.
What, Brian?
But I smoked with Woody Harrelson.
What? You smoked weed with Woody Harrelson?
Mm-hmm.
When? Where? How?
This was back in 2007.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. There was the movie Management.
Okay.
I was hired to be an extra.
Oh, okay.
And then they called me a couple days later, and they're like, Woody Harrelson's stand-in can't make it to the shoot. Can you fill in?
Oh.
And I filled in, and I ended up getting a ticket to the after party because, like, during lunch, turned out to be the last day of filming.
Yeah.
During lunch, they went around and gave us vouchers for the after party, like cab vouchers and passes. Put mine in my pocket. They came back around. They tried to retrieve them, and I had put mine in my cargo pocket, so I told...
Which you love.
Well, you know, I'm consistent.
Yes, you are.
And I was like, I never got one. And the
so you got two.
Non-binary looking, feminine presenting individual walked away.
Cool. Yeah.
And I continued eating my chicken Caesar wrap, went to the after party, boom, bam, boom. Bunch of shenanigans, not to rabbit trail. But ended up.
That's exactly what you're doing. But that's awesome.
I'm sorry, I got excited.
That's cool.
I'll stop.
Woody Harrelson.
I'll save it till the end.
No, that's great. I love it. Clap for Brian.
Yeah,
again.
Brian.
Yeah.
I digress.
So, Havana, you're a mother.
Yes.
Have you ever gotten so mad that you double old Western timey gun shoot your kids to death?
Just only in my head.
Oh, okay, good. Because John List did it in real life. So John List started out killing his wife. He shot her in the head. Boom, done. Back of the head. She didn't feel a thing, just like Brian wants to be murdered.
Maybe she should have given him that sloppy toppy.
Maybe she should have.
Little.
And not been so hung up on Frank. But shoots his wife in the back of the head. Then, by the way, his mother, his geriatric bedridden mother, lives with them. Goes up to her closet bedroom. It was literally like a closet. And shoots her in the face. Kills her. And then he waits for his kids to come home one by one. First, oldest daughter, Patricia, the one he got mad at her shirt. She comes home, turns her back to him, boom, shoots her in the back of the head. Then Fred comes home. Then he shoots Fred right in the back of the head. Then he does something weird. He goes to watch his son John Jr.'s soccer game. 14-year-old John Jr. goes and watches the soccer game, waits till the soccer game is done, gives his kid a ride home, and then as his kid walks into the house and sees the dead bodies of his family, he goes, "Oh, fuck, what's going on?" That's not a direct quote, but like, oh, fuck, what's going on? And his dad pulled two guns out like Billy the Kid, and he's the only one who got more than one bullet. He just emptied the clips into his youngest son. He was just like, God fucking damn it, I fucking made you with my dick.
So he was the last one.
He was the last one.
I have a feeling if he did good at the soccer game, he may have only had just one bullet.
I know, right? It's like, man, offsides, John Jr. You don't get a couple of shells in the face.
Yeah.
Maybe that's just me. But then what he does is he left a very long confessional note for his pastor confessing to the crime, saying that he did this because there's so much evil in the modern world, he wanted to save his family's souls.
Yep.
You know, he fell back on that, which I think he believed that to a certain extent. I think the real thing is he felt the walls closing in on him, and to this guy, going bankrupt was worse than killing your family, evidently. So he killed his whole family, wrapped them up in sleeping bags, and left them in the ballroom of their mansion, left all the lights on, and just fucking left town. Took people 3 weeks to find the bodies because he paid up all the bills so nobody would look for him.
Of course.
And then he lets out. He runs to Colorado under an assumed name, under the name Bob Clark. He runs to Colorado. He gets a job he loves as a short order cook. He should have just been doing that the whole time, you ask me. He eventually gets remarried to this woman who has no knowledge of his murderous past. They eventually move to Richmond, Virginia, And how does he get caught? A whole fucking 18 years later, America's Most Wanted
Fucking A.
makes this middle clay bust idea, good clay bust of John List. And if you look at him at the far right, pretty good fucking job, I would say, that clay bust guy. They did like an age-enhanced version. Put that on America's Most Wanted. Someone's like, that's this dude, Bob Clark, I've been working with for years.
Yeah.
You know, and so they call it in, and he immediately kept to his name, and then after a few hours in the tank, he just was like, yeah, I'm John List. I killed them all. Just gave up. Just totally gave up. So he was eventually found guilty of all 5 murders of all of his family members and sentenced to life in prison in New Jersey, where he died in 2008. And that is the story of John List. The shooty nerd. Good riddance.
I did like that.
It's good.
Yeah.
All right, now let's go through some news, shall we? We got a little news segment. You guys want to hear some news?
I want to hear some
True crime news. I put this as a poll on the Facebook event, but I mean, they said 14 people were coming, so I don't know if anybody here looks at it, but probably not.
I
But
saw it.
Thank you. I put a poll up. I want to name this thing. I've been calling it News Gories, like news stories, but I think a better name is Gory Gazette. Which is a better name for you? Yell it out.
Gory News.
Gory Gazette.
Oh.
It's Gory Gazette now. Yay, everybody clap for the Gory Gazette.
Yay!
Yeah, so let's do it.
Yeah.
So first one, number 1. A Florida man allegedly crawled through a doggy door to fatally stab his mother.
Are we guessing if this is true?
No, these are 100% true. These are real headlines I looked up today.
Okay.
Yeah. As for a motive, she apparently faked him out with a tennis ball throw one too many times.
Yeah, no,
This was the new. I think this
That
happened a
was the
few months
joke.
ago, but yeah, too soon. Yeah.
Did she die?
Yeah, that's what fatally means, Havana.
Oh, okay.
Fucking health professional over here. Yes, fatally stabbed means she's dead.
Okay, just wondering.
yeah.
Just wondering.
He stabbed
Wanted to
her to
clarify.
death.
She
You
probably
know?
deserved it. Am I right, guys?
This is what I'm
No.
saying. He was found out immediately because he had his mouth full of peanut butter during the interrogation.
Yeah.
It's a good, yeah, Joyce liked that one. Yeah, and he pooped on the floor after the killing.
Ah.
Yeah. You guys like that one?
I do.
Yeah,
I do.
that's a good one.
Yeah.
Let's move on. Let's do another one. All right, this is a famous one. This is a Hollywood story.
Ooh.
So the LAPD recently arrested 3 men in the connection of the fatal, means death, fatal shooting of soap opera actor Johnny Wachter. One suspect said, Wachter, hardly, and I hate to say this, but it's the only time I wish the victim of a true crime case was a woman, because then you could say Wachter hardly knew her, but it doesn't work with this one. It's got to be Wachter hardly knew him, and that doesn't roll off the tongue as good. Damn near killed her. Yeah. Are you popping a Zin in the middle of the show? Get a little Zinny break? Yeah, do it, man. I'm not judging you.
Have you ever zinned?
Yeah, I've zinned. Remember, you gave me a Zin
you wanna
once.
get
I
down
don't
on
want
the
one
Zin?
right now. That's going to fuck me up.
How?
I'm already having whiskey.
It's nicotine.
I know it's nicotine.
smooth.
Why are you just putting them out? Why do you got 2 tins?
You gotta have a
What
little
are you,
flavor.
a fucking baseball player in a high school?
Dude, so when I'm really... No, peep this. So there's a shortage right now.
Oh, yeah. No, I heard about
Yeah.
this.
So there's a shortage. But when it first came out, I would have like 4 or 5 flavors. So I could...
Okay.
I could... What am I feeling right now? I'm feeling like a little citrus. I'm feeling like a
all
little
right, let's,
spearmint.
I don't wanna. I'm gonna say
Give
I
it up
don't
for
wanna.
Colin being a good boy, ladies and
I
gentlemen.
like to burn my nicotine in my face. That's how I like it.
He likes
All
to
right.
choke his way to breathing easier.
It's true. So the end of this story is apparently the shooting happened when actor Johnny Wachter interrupted 3 men stealing his catalytic converter. Very Portland crime. So Wachter was getting jacktered, and the bullet made his brain splacktered. Hey. Just kidding, folks. He was shot in the chest. All right, last story in the Gory Gazette. A man in Kentucky strangled his girlfriend during an argument over Pop-Tarts.
Ooh, I wonder what flavor.
Right? That's the question, right?
That's important. If it's limited edition,
yeah.
he has
That's
every
the
right.
thing.
Like the
In his defense, the
purple and
cinnamon swirl is limited time only. You know, also, strangling's hard work. The dude should have taken a cue from his snack and just popped that tart.
Yeah.
Because it was a woman and she was
Yeah,
dainty and probably
yeah, buddy,
blonde.
good job. You got there. Yeah, I get. Yeah, I don't want to call women. In Northern Ireland, this is tangential, but a tart is what you call a snitch.
Right?
Someone calls the cops.
I'm
Say,
a
they're
tart."
a tart. They're a bloody tart. Anyway, let's get off that. That was dumb. Hey, News Gories, Gory Gazette. Everybody
Gory
clap for that
Gazette.
segment. We did it. Yeah. This is fun. Are you guys having fun?
I'm having a lot of fun.
Yeah. You're not having any fun?
We're not even done.
Did you get a Paloma, Havana?
Yes, it's really good. I am having a ton of fun. I was just
We're
trying
not
to
even
be a
done, and I
negative
want to do this
Nancy.
again.
Yeah, man. We got content left.
I know
bro.
I know. Sounds to me like he's talking about cocaine. Not even done. And
We got more, man. We got more cocaine. Sorry. Bourbon.
Moving
Bourbon.
That was a
burp.
mouth fart.
That was a mouth burp. All right, let's get into case number 2. Case number 2. This is an anomaly with family annihilators because, like I said, family annihilators, usually it's a parent who kills all their kids plus their spouse. This guy, disgruntled uncle.
What
That's right. We're talking the Easter Sunday Massacre. Mr. James Ruppert here in the cardigan and glasses. Look at him. Look
What
at
year?
that guy.
What year is this photo?
This is 1975.
Alrighty. Ooh,
Yeah,
Elton John, one of his great
John,
years.
yeah, when he was still doing blow and trying to make us all believe he wasn't gay. I remember my gay mom's a big Elton John fan.
Right?
And I was talking to her once, and we were talking about cancel culture, and she's just like, well, thank God, Elton John never did anything horrible. And I'm like, he was married to a woman for a while. I'm pretty sure she didn't get out of that unscathed.
Like beaten up or what?
No, I'm just saying it's sad to be married to someone who doesn't want to fuck you.
But
That'll cause
but
problems.
she knew.
I don't think she did. You
She
think she was a
knew.
willing beard? You think Rihanna
Oh,
was
yeah.
cool?
Oh yeah.
She's German.
yeah.
They're very intuitive
No,
when it comes to
but
dick.
You think that she didn't know? Are you saying
I
you
mean-
think she didn't know? It was obvious that she knew, and she's like, "Oh, you mean have like a
Yeah.
Mercedes and an 18-bedroom house and have my food made fresh for me every day? Like I just gotta pretend."
Oh, she could very
to,
well
like-
be a willing beard, But whether she knew or not, I still think there's probably some adverse effects on both of them, I'm going to say.
Well,
You should be true to yourself. Bryan, you and I don't know how you identify. What's going on? Do you like dick?
I identify as straight,
Okay, so that works.
but I've had a few strays.
So you're straight and you've had some strays. If I identified as straight, the two of us should not marry one another,
Right.
Because we wouldn't want to fuck each other, right? In this hypothetical. In real life, I'm pan and you look great. I'm confused by the winter hat and the sweater in August, but that's okay. That is perturbing to me.
It cools down at night.
It does. It's not the desert, but okay. I'm just being mean to him now. Let's talk about James Ruppert. Let's talk about James here. James was born the second son to an affluent family in where the fuck did this happen? Oh, Arlington, Ohio. That's where it was. It's just north of Cincinnati. So that's what happened. Born the second son to a controlling mom who wished he would have been a daughter and a very violent dad. Now, his dad passed away when he was a kid, so James's older brother, Leonard Jr., became like the de facto father figure in the family, and that meant just picking on James like a motherfucker.
All right.
So that's basically what happened. So James pretty much didn't amount to much. He went to school. He was an unemployed draftsman. Like John List, he just couldn't hold a job down.
Draftsman, like
Yeah, drawing stuff for like blueprints and stuff.
Gotcha.
Draftsman. Sometimes woodworking, stuff like that. But by 1975, James was unemployed, drinking heavily,
75?
living at it. Yeah, 1975,
Okay.
drinking heavily, living at his mom's house. He couldn't afford to move out, and his mom was nagging him every day. Why don't you get a job, James?
How old was
Get
he?
out of my house. At that point, he's 33, I believe. I want to say.
Mm-hmm.
So, also to add insult to injury, Leonard, golden boy of the family, Leonard Jr., married and had 8 kids the lady he had 8 kids with, this woman Alma, or not Alma, I'm sorry. No, that's right, Alma, yeah. No, yeah, Alma, yeah.
Doesn't
Alma,
matter. 8 kids is
8 kids with
a
Alma
title
Leonard
in
Jr.
of
has.
itself.
Alma was the only girlfriend James had ever had. At 33 years old,
That's
he was
loyal.
super unsuccessful with women. No, but she dumped this brother and then married the older brother who made more money
And stretched
and
it.
had 8 kids with him.
Had a
So
little
every
conveyor belt.
holiday, James has to deal with his brother and the only woman he's ever fucked
But-
parading their brood of children around
But
him.
was this guy Alma's first boyfriend?
I don't know. I doubt it. Alma, girl named Alma, she seems like she's going to be a prude, but Alma gets around.
Alma Albadine.
Yeah, sure. What?
What?
You just saying shit now? You just throwing shit at the wall and seeing what sticks?
Almond right nut. Okay. No, okay.
We made the photographer laugh. That's pretty fun, hey. A round of applause for Lindsay and for JR snapping some pics.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't get any of the crowd. Yeah, thank you. Appreciate that. So on Easter Sunday, 1975, James Ruppert woke up with a horrible hangover, went downstairs. His brother, Alma, and their 8 kids are all over at the house for Sunday dinner. His mom's downstairs making sloppy joes.
They didn't even have tablets, man.
Yeah, they didn't even. They were just enjoying life like it used to be.
All 8
There's
of
8 kids.
All 8 of you go out and play cops and robbers
There's
because it's
8 I don't know, how many
1975 and
siblings-
we could still say that.
Yeah. How many-
Cowboys and Indians.
That's what I played. I played Cowboys and but I always. Oh my God, Brian.
Right?
Havana's right there, dude. Like.
Oh, I grew up playing drive-by where we would pretend if a car drove by. I grew up in the
You all
hood.
just like dive.
I'm just saying, like, well, I mean, I don't know. I imagine you got some indigenous. I don't want to do this. This is a slippery slope here in Portland.
Okay.
Let's get back to murder. That's safer.
Fair enough.
All right.
That's okay.
8 kids.
8 kids.
Uma.
They're planning-
brother.
they're-
Unky
They're all
Grumpy Pants.
Unky Grumpy Pants comes. Unky Grumpy James comes down just like John List, one pistol in each hand. Comes down, goes into the kitchen. His mother, you know what her name was? Charity. Ew.
Was it short for something?
No, Charity. That's just a name. You know when a name is a noun? What's that short for? Charitizzy? Charitity? He shot her in the face. Are you fun? You made fun of her name now, Brian. That poor woman was making sloppy joes for her children and grandchildren, and her second fuck-up kid shot her in the fucking face. Actually, I'm getting the chronology wrong. First, he shot his brother, because that was his main lifelong tormentor, Leonard Jr. Shot him, shot his wife, shot Alma right in the head in the kitchen. Then Charity charges at her son, and he's just like, ha-ha, bang, puts her down as she runs at him. Then he starts shooting his nieces and nephews. He shoots David, Teresa, Carol, turns the corner into the living room, and then shoots Anne, Leonard III, Michael, Thomas, and John. Those are all descending in age from 17 to 4.
Ooh.
8.
Yeah, pretty bad. This is the murder to this day in Ohio with the highest body count in one day. And here's the most fucked up part. 8 kids, 3 adults, so 11 altogether.
Counting when you were...
You were going through of them? Did I get them all? He did. Hey.
I counted 8 of them.
Okay, yeah, then I'm right.
When you started naming the
Yeah,
kids,
yeah.
and that's when I
There's
was
8? Yeah, I counted them. Yeah, don't fucking come at me, Brian.
Okay, Brian's good at math.
Brian's got math.
Okay.
Oh, man.
We could count.
I mean, Mr. Hafner did have me
Now,
as the head hail.
Each of the people,
Whatever.
each of the victims,
Each
shot in the
victims.
head twice. Perfect. Like, they didn't need the second shot. All of them shot in the head once on the first go, killed them all. Very good marksmanship for one gun in each hand. I'm just going to give the guy props when he deserves it.
That's like in Call of Duty when you go in like.
Yeah, you're
teabag
going to
the-
Kimbo. Like,
Yeah.
it's badass, kind of, but it's not because they're kids. The whole thing, whole massacre, 11 lives snuffed out, takes less than 5 minutes. That's him shooting everybody and killing them and then going to all 11 people and giving them another shot to make damn sure.
Just to make sure, yeah.
Make damn sure, Brian. 3 hours later, James calls the cops on himself. Says there's been a shooting. It's Easter Sunday. It's a populated neighborhood. My thing is like nobody heard the 22 gunshots in 5 minutes. That's a lot. And I live on 82nd. I thought that was funny. All right. That's a damn bad hangover. Problem is he will later claim insanity. The problem is he talked to his favorite bartender, Rob, the night prior, asked her about where he could get silencers for his guns, and then saying, "Why do you need that?" She's like, "Well, my mom's been on my ass, but don't worry, I'm gonna handle it." Why this bitch didn't immediately call the cops, the National Guard, everybody, I don't know. But
Well,
anyway,
'cause
there was so
snitches
much.
get stitches.
I know. Maybe she was next, but so much blood in this thing that it seeped through the floorboards into the basement, the cops said. Yeah, and by the way, they recarpeted the place after the murder, put the house on market. It got bought, much like Amityville. Oh boy, mix the true crime with the ghosty ghost. 5 different families fled that house in the middle of the night because they heard ambient voices and very distant pop-pops.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah. These places are haunted. Amityville, another family annihilation didn't happen from a parent. Oldest brother. Weird.
The energy is documented in the walls.
Yeah,
baby.
man. I don't believe in God, but if ghosts, if
don't?
there's anything, no. But if there's no. But if there's, I want to believe in ghosts, like bad.
Okay.
Like I want a ghost to possess me, Brian.
Well,
You
don't
know,
wish
and
for
finish
that.
their business.
Don't
like,
wish for that. Just
No.
Just be open to.
I'm open to it. I don't. That's a better way of putting it. I'm open
to being.
I'm open to
notified
him
that
being
it's-
haunted, so I could see,
Yeah.
like from a.
You don't want to be
Covert, we're
haunted.
open 7 nights a
not
week
me.
now. Which one's Ouija night? Can we do that? Can we
you
have a
don't wanna
Ouija
get
Can
night?
we do
haunted.
that? And then we
Monday's
find out
gonna
what
be
happens.
seance night. That's good. I like that. So Ruppert was found guilty, weirdly, of just his brother and mother and sister-in-law's murder, just the adults, and then was proven not guilty by reason of insanity for the 8 kids.
They wanted to give him a little bit of slack.
Well,
it's
he
the children.
Yeah, he changed
So
his
he's
story.
like, you know what? Like, kids.
Well, look
have
at him.
that
He's got
effect
2
on us.
lawyers right there. Yeah.
Late term abortions, am I right?
Pretty much. I think the
Right.
argument that they made, I'm pretty sure the argument that they made is that he only wanted to kill his mother, his brother, and his sister-in-law. So then when he realized the kids were there, he had lost his mind at that point, and that's why he killed the rest of them. I think that proves sanity more than anything else. If you're like, I got to get rid of the witnesses because they're
Right.
kids.
I mean,
And even the
know-
quietest, even the most autistic kids talk murder.
yeah, we do.
God damn you. You made me do a spit take of bourbon into myself. This
okay.
mic is going to smell gross tonight. Joe, I'm sorry.
In all the good ways.
In all the great ways. Smell my mic, bitch.
Bourbon, alcohol, like, trust me.
This kills all the germs. This is
Right,
good for your throat.
right.
Anyway.
unless you're like that. Ooh, did you hear about that one whole? This will be quick.
Whose show is it,
Hot
Brian?
take, hot take, hot take.
Now,
hot take,
God
hot
damn
take.
it.
There was a lady, and she wanted to protect herself from the germs in the air, so she bathed in like a whole bunch of bottles of like high octane liquor.
Oh, yeah.
And then her skin absorbed it, and she had like a 1.8% blood
BAC?
alcohol. Yeah.
Now, this was one of your patients?
No.
Oh,
this
just someone
was-
you partied
This
with?
was
Cool.
a subreddit thing.
Oh, okay. I don't like my nurses on subreddits, frankly.
You don't?
I don't know, maybe.
Just
Anyways, let's
Yes.
finish this. We're almost done with this story.
Okay.
All right. Ruppert was found guilty of those murders, but not guilty by reason of insanity, like I said, for the children. And he died incarcerated in Lima, Ohio, just recently in 2022 at the age of 88.
Ooh.
Yeah, made it
Double
to 88.
infinity.
So that's the story of the Easter Sunday Massacre.
I
James
think he might have went to
Ruppert.
heaven because
You think?
88's a good number.
Yeah, well, you know what I learned recently? I used
What's
to
that,
put
Colin?
88 in my, because I just like the way the number looks. I used to put it in my usernames, and I found out it's a neo-Nazi dog whistle. When it's typed out 88 next to each other, because what's the 8th letter in the alphabet? H. So H, Heil Hitler. I'm serious. That's the type of subreddits I'm on.
Dude, I got a documentary about Back to the Future.
Let's do it,
It's
yeah.
right up your alley.
All right. For this last segment, I need a volunteer from the audience to play a trivia game with me. No, Joe, do you want to do it? Get up here. Get up here. Joe Mishkin, everybody. Make some noise for Joe. Make some noise for clap, 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 clap it up, clap it up. Joe wants to do this so bad.
you.
He's wanted to this whole time. Hey, Clinton, we give also Joe another round of applause for running our sound here and just basically being an incredible guru of audio video, just running those knobs and dials like a fucking G you
Thanks,
are,
brother.
Joe. Yeah, man. So we're going to do a little trivia game here. We call this segment Trivia. Because it's gross trivia. This is all stuff that's on our theme of family annihilators, all right? You're going to get 5 questions. You all can answer them.
Does he get first dibs on answering?
No. You're
Okay.
all going to answer each
Okay.
question. They're going to increase in point value, okay?
What
I'm gonna
about
keep tally of
difficulty?
points. Yeah, they increase in difficulty with point value.
My kind of game.
But they're all multiple choice or true or false or 50-50,
Okay.
okay? So it's going to be fun. And you can win a prize.
I'm already
All right.
excited.
So, number 1. This is multiple choice. The BTK killer operated killing whole families in which U.S. state? All right. Was it A, Utah, B, Kansas, C, Arizona, or D, Connecticut? Joe, what do you think?
D.
You think
Connecticut.
it's D, Connecticut? Havana?
C.
Arizona?
I'm going with Kansas, my good man, Colin Mattox.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Bryan Withawhy, you're right. It was Kansas. Yes. BTK, mostly outside of Topeka. Small
Yeah.
town called Park City. I got you.
You're
That means you get
documenting?
1 point.
You're documenting who's winning?
No, I'm documenting. I got you, bro. I got you. Bro. This next one's also worth a point. 1 point. This one's this is a tricky one. I was talking to Joe Rogers about this. This is going to have an aside after we're
Joe
done.
Rogers or
Yeah,
Joe Rogan?
Joe Rogers, the
Okay.
owner of one of the owners of the bar, or the man who cooks.
Easy, big fella.
Yeah. So, who is more statistically likely to kill the whole family, mother or father? Bryan, we'll start with you.
Mother.
You think it's the mother? All right.
Father.
Father. Joe?
Father.
Joe, Havana, I'm sorry to say that you're right. It is the father. Here's the thing. Where's Joe? He's outside. I want to say this, though, because Joe and I were talking about there's very weird statistics when it comes to family annihilation and the gender disparity. So statistically, Joe, it is more fathers who kill their entire families than mothers. But the motive often changes with mothers, and mothers kill people so infrequently. There's so few numbers of female serial killers that women, I think, have gotten the branding of they kill their whole family when they kill people more than men, because men kill so many people that aren't their family. I think it's a process of elimination type of thing.
Yeah,
You
we
understand?
love a
Does that make
bad boy,
sense?
though.
Yeah, we love a bad boy. If you'll notice, we're doing Family Annihilators this episode. All of them are men, not to spoil the last one. They're all dudes. Okay, number 3. So everybody's got 1 point right now. 1 point, 1 point, 1 point, because that second one was worth 1 point. This one's worth 2 points. All right. Recently, a white lesbian couple committed a murder-suicide on themselves and their 4 adopted black children by driving their minivan off a cliff. Which TV show dramatized/satirized this? I'm going to give you options. Was it A, Seinfeld, B, American Crime Story, C, The Wire, or D, Atlanta? Joe?
B.
You think it's B, American Crime Story? What do you think?
D.
You think it's Atlanta? All right, what do you think? B, think it's American Crime Story. Oh my God, Havana, you're correct. It's Atlanta. Hell yeah.
Unbelievable.
So yeah, if you haven't watched Atlanta, it's in like the 4th season. It's
You've
a really,
seen it?
it's yeah,
I've never seen the show.
it's great. It's
That's
really
bullshit.
you should.
She's seen that
Dude,
bullshit.
dude, if you don't want to fuck Donald Glover, I don't even want to talk to you.
I
Oh,
don't.
You
no,
know,
I do.
You think?
Donald Glover, most fuckable man on this planet. Like,
have you seen David Bromstad?
no, I don't think I have. We'll circle back to that.
Have you guys seen My Father?
No. Yeah, I need a shower now. All right. So
$5.
That I don't. It's the one where it's from the perspective of a young black kid who goes in the foster system and then he gets given to this white family, and they horribly abused. They starved him. It's basically based on true life, and yeah. It's fucked up. It was a lesbian. It happened in Washington. It was a lesbian couple from the Midwest. They moved out to Washington. They adopted black kids, and they pretty much got a fuck ton of welfare money for doing that. And then they killed them all in a murder-suicide. They drugged them all, made sure they were all asleep in the minivan, drove the minivan off a cliff. But
O'Doyle rules.
But they saved their dog. They dropped their dog off before they killed all the kids.
Fuck that.
Right? I love dogs more than kids, but that's shitty.
That was their ticket to heaven.
Right? Like, that's what I'm saying. They're in white
Like
gay woman heaven.
So say even if they left the kids at the house like unattended and they
Yeah.
like left them some like meals or whatever, and then they just drove themselves off the cliff.
I'd be okay with that.
Eventually, like they would be integrated.
Well,
into
we
the
wouldn't have
foster-
heard of that. Yeah,
But
they
then
would have been
that-
those kids. I mean, somebody would have conducted a welfare. It's better than having it your parents. Anyway, Joe, you're tangentialing me. You're tangenting.
It's
me.
okay. I don't work
All
till
right.
next
Yeah,
Friday.
of course it's okay to you, motherfucker. I'm trying to keep. I got a timer. I'm trying to keep on a schedule, Brian.
Okay.
Don't fuck with my rhythm,
All
kid.
right.
I love you.
I love you
Anyway, number 4. Question number 4. Infidelity, true or false? This is a true or false. Infidelity is the second leading motive in family annihilations. Infidelity, second leading. True or false? Start with you, Joe.
False.
Joe's saying false. All right.
False.
False.
You're all saying false? You're all correct. Oh my God. Oh my God. That means we're at 3 points, 3 points, 5 points, because that one was worth 2 points. So Havana has a good lead, but this is the breaker. This last one is worth 5 points.
I really want to smoke both you suckers.
So whoever gets this one wins. And it's a good prize. You have a choice of 2 prizes. It's
Ooh.
pretty good.
The twofer.
So here we go. This is a specific one.
Okay.
Multiple choice.
Alrighty.
Worth 5 points.
4 options.
How? Yes, 4 options.
Okay.
How did Andrea Yates kill her 2 young sons? Was it A, shooting, B, drowning, C, carbon monoxide, or D, a cliff push? Brian, we're going to start with you. Shooting, drowning, carbon monoxide, cliff.
I'm going to go with drowning.
Going to go with B, drowning. All right.
B, drowning.
I gotta go with B. Drowning.
Drowning. Guys, I'm so happy you all got it right. Yay! But Havana was beating you, so that means she wins. Havana wins. Everybody clap for Havana.
Yay, she beat-
Champion of the trivia. Ugh.
Yay!
Hey, everybody clap for Joe Michigan. Clap
Yay,
for
Joe!
So, Havana, you have a choice between 2 prizes. You can either get a set of Spirit Halloween brand vampire fangs. That's one option that comes with adhesive glue. Or you can have 1 free round of mini golf up at Wonderwood Springs in St. John's. If you don't know Wonderwood Springs, we like cross promo here at Murder Casserole. Mike Bennett, the guy who runs this place, is the guy who has all those funky cartoon characters in the lawns telling you to slow down when you drive.
Free
All right.
mini golf.
Yeah, get the
Yeah.
mini golf. You have children, you should really take that one.
Yeah, I already have really sharp teeth.
Yeah. I do too. We got fangs. All right, we got one more true crime. You guys got room for one more case?
I think
Yeah.
so.
One more case.
I
Oh
think
my
so.
God, let's get it going again. One more time for Joyce. Joyce!
Jones.
Joyce!
Jones.
Joyce!
Jones.
All right, Joyce, this one's for you. And this one is actually mostly for my man to the right, Bryan Withawhy. We love Bryan. When I started doing Murder Casserole, even live, when I started doing Murder Casserole live, that was a year ago now, Bryan's like, let me do this case. Let me talk about this case. So we're doing it, Bryan, just for you, baby boy. Not really. I wanted to cover him anyway. We're talking about this motherfucker, Chris Watts. Look at this guy. This is a new
My
age.
guy.
You might know about him. There's a Netflix doc about him. It's called Murderer Next Door, I believe. It's a really good case. Chris Watts.
And
yeah.
if you guys haven't seen it, there's a YouTube channel called The Behavior Panel, and it's 4 body language experts. And they analyze his body language, the body cam footage from the police when they go
when
there
they
the
first
day
talk to
of,
him, yeah.
and then the interview that he did with the local news the morning after.
So is this why you wanted to cover this case, just because you know so much about it? It's a classic.
Yeah.
It's new. It's from like 2018. Like, this is a recent... Okay, you got me.
All right, what you got about my boy?
Okay, so if you don't know, Bryan and I know this case. So if you don't know, it's another family, and all 3 of the murderers have glasses. By the way, I'm just realizing right now.
Yeah.
This doesn't say good thing about us bespectacled boys.
I mean, we are smarter.
We are more likely to kill our wives. But anyway, I'm the only one with a wife on stage. So
Now.
So basically, Chris Watts, he's a dude from North Carolina originally, and that's where he grew up with his working class family. And he met and married this woman her name is spelled Shannan, which would say Shannon to me, but it's North Carolina, they're white trash, so she's Shannan. That's how you pronounce her name.
I got my wife, Shannan.
Shannan Watts.
Double wide, big booty Tonka.
So they met and married in North Carolina, and very quickly had 2 daughters, and they moved out to Colorado to live outside of Denver, outside there, and they got this beautiful house out there.
It nice.
Seemed like an idyllic kind of thing. Chris worked in the local oil fields. He made good money supporting his family, that blue-collar guy, and Shannan was involved in a multi-level marketing scheme selling fake, like, wellness materials. Only time a multi-level marketing scheme comes up in a true crime case and they have nothing to do with it. The MLM in this story is completely innocent. And that's the only time you're going to hear me say that, folks.
I think they spun it as like, she sold on Facebook Marketplace.
Yes, exactly. She was a big Facebook user.
Ran a bunch of groups.
She was kind of addicted to. She's in that like elder millennials, born in the early '80s, who like became addicted to Facebook and is really big into the long posts on Facebook and the selfie camera confessional videos on Facebook. So in investigating this crime, the police have this whole wealth of info, candid info, videos from the family home, just online for anybody to see. And a lot of those candid videos end with Chris getting mad at Shannan. Like, being like, could you fucking turn the camera off, please?
If she was still alive, then I could totally see her as being someone that would get Ozempic.
Yeah. Well, she was a lupus survivor, so she had a big thing about, like, losing weight. Yes, he got very mad at her. So they had 2 daughters, and then right before the murder, she reveals to him and puts this pregnancy reveal on Facebook of her telling him that that she's pregnant for a 3rd time, and it is very clear in the video. It's in the Netflix doc. You can see it. He is like not willing to have another kid. Like, he is like, fuck, god damn it. Because oftentimes these family annihilators, they were having money problems. They were getting foreclosed on their house. He was not doing a good job supporting the family. They were doing stuff. And also, Chris...
he did have to shake his own protein shake.
He had to do his own thing, yeah. So you have all of these stories, and then one day, the kids go missing. The wife wake up one morning. She gets home. Shanann gets home from a business trip to Arizona, back to Colorado, and gets dropped off late at night. The next day, she doesn't show up for work. She was supposed to be on a work call. She didn't show up. Everyone's like, that's so not like her. Eventually, they call the police, send police over there. There's nobody in the house. The kids are gone. Shanann's gone. Her wedding ring is in the house. Her phone's in the house. That's her whole lifeline. All the friends say, what's going on? This is so weird. They get Chris home from work. They start questioning him like Bryan talks about right when he shows up. The cops are at his house when he gets there. He bullshits. I don't know where they could be or anything like that. Bullshit. Yeah. He gives interviews to the local news pleading for their safe return.
The morning
at this
after.
point. The morning after. He's like, Shanann, if you're listening, baby, just come home. If you're somebody who's taken them, just let them go. I just want my family back, basically. Little did anybody know.
I just want them to tackle me,
Right?
wake me
No, I'm pregnant.
Tackle me.
wife.
up. I just want to hear them.
Little did anybody know, Chris had started an affair with a local woman at this point, a much younger woman than his wife. He was having a fuck time
Who
with.
didn't have any
You
kids.
know, right? So, she is the one, when she finds out his family is missing, she's the one who calls the cops and says, are you looking at Chris? Because I know I fucked up getting involved with a married man, but I truly think he would have done something horrible to them.
He told me a couple of times.
Yeah,
post-coitus
he's going to get a
that
divorce. He's going to come live with me. But like Joe Rogers and I were talking about outside, the one unifying thing that ties in family annihilators, male and female, they're people who are afraid of getting divorced. That is the main thing. They're generally, not James Ruppert, generally married people who are like, divorce is a worse thing than murder.
Right. Yeah. Well, you know what the Bible says about
Till death
I
do us
know.
part.
So eventually, he gets brought into the police station. They give him a polygraph. Basic questions. Do you know where your wife and children are? Did you have anything to do with their disappearance? He flunks that like a motherfucker.
And they know it, but they
They
don't
know
say
immediately,
anything
and they
until
don't say
he's
anything.
not around.
They let him sit. The documentary lays this out beautifully. They let him sit in there, and they're like, you know, it would be really stupid to lie on a polygraph when we can see it happening in real time, right? And he's like, yeah, I didn't lie though. I didn't kill I've never cheated on my wife, and I don't know where they are. And they're like, you're lying. We can tell. They eventually bring his dad in. It's funny. His name, Ronnie Watts. Love Ronnie Watts. Love that guy. What's up, homie? You ready? Waiting to take a piss? Yeah. Isn't that the thing? Yeah. No. Were you gonna fart? Were you gonna fart? Anyway, you're gonna want to hear this. He eventually confesses. This guy confesses to killing his
Chris
wife
Watts.
and his two children, his two daughters, ages 8
Pregnant
and
wife.
4. Pregnant wife.
Pregnant
I forgot
wife.
to mention. He admits to killing them to his father first. He confesses in the police station. And then at first he just says, I killed Shanann because we had an argument. I wanted a divorce, and we had an argument, and she ran into the kids' room and killed one of our kids. So then I killed her in a fit of rage.
Yeah.
And then I killed the other one just to make it a full triple crown.
Yeah.
Basically is what he says. And we're like, I don't think that's true. I don't, no. He eventually straight up admits, he's like, we had an argument about divorce. I strangled her during the argument, and then I put her body in the back of my truck, and he took his two kids, still alive, put them in the back of the truck with the corpse of their mother. And he said later, he's like, the kids were like, why is mommy not talking? That's horrible. But they're like, whatever. He takes her out to the oil fields, buries her in a shallow grave, his wife, and then he, with his daughter's fucking baby blankies, smothers his kids one by one in the back of his truck. And then here's the thing that I don't get. He seemed to be more mad at his wife. He digs her a grave, but his kids, who did nothing to them, he shoves their bodies through an 8-inch opening into an oil drum. Question, sir. It's true crime comedy. That means the line is blurred, my friend.
I mean, it's kind of funny he did that.
That was funny right there, right now. Clap for that guy who's got his hand on his penis right now. Unless he does it no-handed, in which case, respect. Tiny penis, but respect.
I feel like he knows the guy.
Sorry.
I want to watch out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Those boots can scuff my pants.
I
any
know.
day,
I'm so sorry.
Colin.
Look at us. We're both wearing khakis.
Yeah.
But anyways, so that's what happened, and he did it one by one, threw him in there, and then he eventually goes to court. He tries to argue not guilty by reason of insanity, and the wife's family comes in and straight up goes, "No, he's been an asshole this whole fucking time. We've never liked him. It's crazy." He gets charged and convicted of not 3, 4 murders because he killed his pregnant wife. So he gets charged for the murder of his unborn child as well.
Because it was Colorado.
Because it's Colorado. Which I'm going to say, pro-life laws I generally don't love, but this one I'm going to say, good on ya. Get on ya. You know, keep him in prison for forever. He is to this day in the same prison as the Green River Killer in Colorado, where he will be till he ends his miserable fucking child-killing life.
So-
Fuck you, Chris Watts.
hold on.
That's Brian's hero right there.
So I think that they knew that he wasn't insane.
No, that got
Because-
shot down immediately.
No, this is why though. Can I tell you why? I've watched quite a bit of footage, and I think it's because there's one video where he's talking about mixing his protein shake.
Yeah.
And he talks about how it's water, protein shake mix, water. And like insane people don't care enough to know that that's how you like mix everything so there's not chunks stuck to like the lid of the protein shake bottle.
Yeah.
I think what I learned today is if a guy has red flags, leave
Yeah.
before he kills you.
Well, here's the thing about the Watts case is that we have this wealth of text messages as well from Shanann, who's texting her friend saying, like, he won't have sex with me. Like, I showered, I got into bed, I had this special robe on. He knows that means I'm trying to get freaky, and he just won't do it. So he's getting it somewhere else. So she 100% knew he was fucking around. Also, a big reason, this is the last little thing that I'm going to say, a big reason that the documentary kind of lists as a motive is when they got married, he was kind of built more like me, had a little bit of a dad bod action going on. And then once they had kids, he lost a bunch of weight, got super into CrossFit, got really fit like he looks in that. And then he started getting attention from outside the marriage. So they kind of, literally a cop goes, "Hey, I looked at pictures of you from years ago, and you were a lot fatter. I just know that when guys get skinny, that there's more attention paid by women. You know, you cheating on your wife." I'm a cop. I'm used to talking about
young
it.
lady that hasn't been all ruined.
Yeah. And he's like, I don't cheat on my wife. And he's hooked up to the polygraph. And they're like, yeah, you do.
Right.
And then she called them, and it was a whole thing. So that's the whole show, everybody.
Wait,
That's family.
wait.
Brian's got a thing. Hold on. Nobody
Seconds.
move. Brian's got a thing.
So, if you guys were listening earlier, I was an extra in a movie.
Yeah.
I was Woody Harrelson's stand-in, and I met this dude, and I did a special favor for him. And so he had owed me a favor all this time.
Yeah.
And so I called upon him. I was like, hey, Percival Excelsior Herodotus.
Yeah.
It's your boy, Bri the Shy Guy. I got a favor. And I called in a favor because he works at a certain correctional facility.
Oh, yeah.
He works at a correctional facility that's actually called the Dodge Correctional Institution. And so it's an official document from the Dodge Correctional
Are you guys seeing
Institution.
this?
You guys
This is
got to
a
look at
twist.
this. It's official. I called in a favor. And clearly,
God.
you can see by the governmental proof tamper-resistant seal that's kissed from a rose that this document has not been opened once.
Okay.
All right?
So how do I just tear the duct
I think
tape?
you just, go ahead. And, go ahead. I'll hold this for 2 seconds.
That's
There
really
you go.
official.
I like
There
that.
you go. Okay.
I like the way that ripped.
I think you should.
That felt nice.
I
gotta
paid
do it
extra
again.
for the fancy packaging.
I bet you did. I believe this. Do I read it?
I think you should
I
pull it
think I
out.
should read it.
Pull it out and show everyone what it is.
Oh, Chris Watts, that's their man right there. Oh my God, you got me a letter from the dude? He got me a letter from that murderer. This guy wrote me a letter. Oh my God. Hold on. Dear Colin, I hope this note finds you well. I wanted to take a moment to express my appreciation for your show, Murder Casserole. As someone with a keen interest in the intersection of crime and entertainment, I find your unique blend of humor and storytelling fascinating. It's impressive how you manage to approach such serious topics with a lighthearted touch. Wishing you continued success with your show and all your future endeavors. Best regards, Chris Watts. Hold on. Number 118825. Dodge Correctional Institution. Is this real? This is real? He fucking signed it. He's a fan? Chris Watts is a mushhead? I don't know if I like this, Brian. This might be a little too close. So, how else would you get this senior? Why? I don't know.
That's an official government document.
I'm afraid now. I'm so scared. I love it. Thank you, though. Can we frame this?
You remind him of his wife.
I must. Look at his devilish little smile. He knew he was going to kill his whole family later in life.
Let me see.
Oh, my God. Look at it's a whole fucking note, guys. I read that verbatim. I'm scared. He doesn't have my address, does he?
I don't think so.
Okay. All right. Well, what
Just
a fun
your
note to end
Instagram.
it on. We got memorabilia now. Hey, guys, everybody, let's give a round of applause for the room, for Covert Cafe, for letting us be here. For the Joes and Cody and Rob behind the bar, keep it going. Clap up so hard. Oh, my God, beautiful time. We'll be back at some other time. I think we're going to try a different night of the week. We might try a different format in the future, but we're going to keep rocking and rolling until they tell us to stop. Make some noise for Havana and Bryan real quick.
Yeah. Thanks
And
for
you
having
guys,
me.
oh, such a good time. Such a good time. Everybody have a good night. Stay mushy, and I love you.